And welcome back to Visions. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with Robert Turnbull, who is a biblical storyteller. He also works in the Christian Union at Monash University. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks.
Now, can you tell us, after you did this great production of Mark's Gospel, what did that lead on to? What other projects did you do after that?
Sure. After Mark's Gospel, a few of us who really enjoyed the experience of telling, of doing the biblical storytelling in Mark, we kept on doing those sorts of things. And so for a Bible reading in church, we might offer, or sometimes offered to do a biblical storytelling for it instead.
Okay.
And there was a group of us that kept on doing it, and we kept on enjoying it. So we thought we'd keep going, and then eventually we did another production. In the meantime, Simon, who directed the Mark production, he did a production of Othello in the Melbourne Fringe.
Ah, yes.
And so he created a theatre company for that called the Backyard Bard. So Bard being Shakespeare, and Backyard because he wanted to bring Shakespeare into your backyard, make Shakespeare accessible for anyone.
Yeah.
So he liked that name so much, the Backyard Bard, he thought he'd use that for his biblical storytelling productions as well. Because Bard's just another word for storyteller, so he wants to bring sort of the stories of the Bible so into people's backyard, make them accessible for people to enjoy. So after that, we thought we'd come together to do a production of Judges, which is a book in the Bible in the Old Testament. It's got some really wacky stories, some really funny stories, and it was fantastic. I was given the story of Samson, but I actually turned it down because I was getting married at the time. So Simon he took on that role, and I was a little bit disappointed because Simon did it in such a funny way, because he did Samson as Arnold Schwarzenegger with an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Yeah. Because Samson's very strong, but not too bright. So
cute.
Yeah, it was a great way to do the voice.
Yeah. So it was a bit comical as well. Wasn't it?
It was great, and there's so much humour in the stories. Yeah. So that was a fantastic production. And then after that we did the story of Daniel again from the Old Testament. There were 4 of us in that, and then the year after that was the Book of Esther, which is a beautiful story. Where one Jewish girl becomes queen of the Persian Empire and managed to save her people. It's celebrated every year in the Jewish community. As we had 4 female storytellers telling that, because it was one of the great stories in the Bible with a woman as the hero. And my wife Simone was in that. I could only cheer on from the sidelines. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And when do you do Bible storytelling, and when can people watch and see you do this?
We do it quite often for churches, doing the Bible reading, or if it's a special event, often people will invite us along to do a biblical storytelling where there might be a Bible reading. We've done it at weddings. Simon did a storytelling at our wedding, which is great. We also run workshops and do that for people. One of the most enjoyable experiences of doing biblical storytelling was training people from the Pacific Islanders who are translating the Bible into their own first languages. So I was invited to a conference to help by Wycliffe Bible translators. They invited me to that conference to help Pacific Islanders use the Bibles that they've been translating to their own languages. Wow. So it was a great experience. Yeah.
That was in Cairns, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was a great experience seeing all these people telling Bible stories in their own style and in their own language. It was great.
And how long was that conference for?
It was just a weekend.
Okay, so you just trained them up for a weekend. Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
What makes you so passionate about Bible storytelling?
Because I love the Bible, and I love reading it, and I love being able to communicate it with others. And I love it when people hear these stories and really enjoy them. And what's great about it is people go afterwards, oh, that was in the Bible? Because often people think that the Bible's so dull and dreary, and sometimes we can talk about it as if it is. But I love seeing people enjoy them as much as I do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like it's really nothing unless it's lived. The Bible, even it's just writing on paper. Unless you actually live it and feel it and trust it, then you don't really get anything from it. I guess that's the secret, I guess, of the Bible.
Yeah, we often say the golden rule of storytelling, biblical storytelling, is if you don't enjoy it, nobody else will.
Yeah. And do other people do biblical storytelling as well around Melbourne? Or
there's a
around
group
anywhere?
called the Network of Biblical Storytellers, which is an international group.
Mm.
They've been doing this for years and years. We've only been doing this for just a few. But really, I guess you could say every Christian would be a storyteller, because one of the great things about Christianity is to embrace Christianity. You're really embracing a story, sort of a story about Jesus, that kind of thing.
And do you find by doing this that it helps you with your faith, to make your faith a lot stronger, so you pray better after doing something like this?
I think through doing it, it helps me to have a more real relationship with so telling stories about Jesus, I love, because just the sort of, I guess, the God who I worship, the God who my Saviour, that kind of thing, but a God that I can actually get to know and sort of see him in real life, see his personality, those sorts of things. So helping me, telling stories about Jesus, I find really encouraging for my faith.
That's beautiful. And does it help you to emulate him as well, a little bit in your own life?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Think so, obviously. Jesus is incredibly difficult person to portray in doing storytelling. You always, definitely the most difficult character that I've ever had to do. I've never had any acting training. I find all characters hard, but Jesus, how it's incredibly difficult to try to portray the incredibly complex sort of dynamic in his personality.
Have you played parts of Jesus in your storytelling?
Oh, whenever you have to tell any stories from the gospel, we often tell Christmas stories or Easter stories. You have to, portray Jesus as well as all the other characters when you tell a story.
Oh, beautiful. We're about to go to a break now.
Sure.
You're watching Visions. Stay with us. We'll be back with more very shortly.